Well, hey, everybody. It's your bold chubby buddy, Rip One Outdoors. Yeah, we're taking an early morning ride this morning. Before we get started, we roll around the old sweet gum tree there. Hey, somebody roll that intro. All right, yeah, as we stated, we're taking our early morning ride. Go on there, Mr. Buzzard. Don't want you messing on me. He's found him something rotten and decaying in there. Yeah, let's see what time it is here. 6:55. It's an early one for me. I don't never go out this early and record. I usually ride out this early sometimes, but not recording. What bike are we riding today? Well, you'd probably never guess. We are riding the Velotric Nomad. It's actually Joey's bike. It's kind of a swap out thing. He came and he wanted to borrow the Freedare Eden because he wanted to test out the torque sensor, and I'm sure y'all have already seen that video. But yeah, he wanted to borrow it, and I just told him to bring his bike down to the house because he ain't got much room in the little shed he's got, so to put 2 or 3 more, you know. He's got his bike and Debbie's bike. That's about all he's got room for. I told him to just bring it down to the house. We'll throw it up in there. Yeah, we're going to try to go do ride for y'all today. We're going to try to go down the highway here. Maybe we'll do okay. I got to check brake shoes for Joey. It's like he's got a shoe that's not grabbing very good on I believe it's the front here. But yeah, we're going, if you got a map and you want to look at it, we're going down Highway 607 towards Stennis Space Center. And y'all see us going down this way sometime, but we always turn around right along in here and go back. I got me a good mirror where I can watch for the cars slipping up behind me. And I was down this way last Saturday afternoon, but for the most part, people do what they're supposed to do, and they move over. I got my yellow shirt on, plus I'm riding this big old yellow bike. Yeah, they move over for us. Unless they riding along there texting or something, you know. To tell y'all, well, maybe not tell a story or two, but I might just give y'all a little bit of history about this place. Of course, y'all know this is all part of the NASA buffer zone. This is just like over on Ridge Road where we ride. These people once lived here, and NASA made them move out. There was actually like right back up in here, there was like a brand new subdivision that was building. That thing was gonna go all the way to the Pearl River up in there in the woods. And of course all that, they got tore down. One thing this place was notable for was there was a juke joint just about every 2 or 3 miles down through here. Yeah, a juke joint. One of them was back there on the hill back there on the left there. That was Eli's. That was a big one. Then back there, we just passed it back there where I told y'all there was a housing project up in there. That was called River Hills. And right there at the where that road took off and went up in the woods, there was a big juke joint there too. I don't remember what the name of it was, but there were several of them strung down through here, and especially as we get closer down there to Santa Rosa, or what we used to call the Y, where the highway Y's off. This is the old Jack Frost Road up here. Of course, about all they do down in there now is pump sand. This road right to the right here. We used to ride down in there and just monkeying around, shooting cans and stuff with the pistols, and yeah, right down there, that is the Jack Frost Road. Y'all remember me telling the story that time about the time that somebody thought they had seen Bigfoot down here, and they got one of the big Bigfoot experts. They brought him in for his analysis and everything, because somebody had seen some footprints down there, some big old footprints. Well, after they monkeyed around there trying to figure out how old the Bigfoot was and all this, was it really a Bigfoot? I think that was my buddy Whoopi. He wears a size 16 shoe. Whoopi come down there and told him that, hey, that wasn't Bigfoot, that was him. Because he'd been down there. Them boys went barefooted just about everywhere they went. If they was hunting in the winter time, they was barefooted. If they was squirrel hunting or fishing, whatever, they didn't know what was wearing shoes was. But yeah, he had a size 16 shoe that he wore. So he solved that mystery for him. There may be a Bigfoot down in there, I don't know. But that track they saw that day was, it was Whoopi's. Whoopi is not his name, that's just a nickname. And I don't know where he got that nickname from. Well, the people are being nice and friendly, they're moving over. So that's, hey, that's encouraging. Y'all see this white top grass right along in here? That's Kogan grass. That stuff's pretty much taken over down here. It will take over if they don't spray it and kill it. We're coming up on the old John Craft place down here on the right. Like I say, they all used to be houses down in here. Right along in here, there was an old place, and we decided, well, we used to come down there and squirrel hunt a lot. Man, it was good squirrel hunting. We come down there one morning on a Thursday morning. It was Thanksgiving morning. We was gonna have a big dinner up at my Aunt Ruby's house. Aunt Ruby, if y'all remember me telling stories, Aunt Ruby was the one who always wanted a child's plate. She always eat like a child's plate because she eat like a bird. She eat like a bird's baby. My cousin, Bud Thigpen, he had a squirrel dog. If I'm not mistaken, that thing was a Labrador. But man, that thing was a good squirrel dog. And we was gonna squirrel hunt using Bud's dog. We come down there and it was a bunch of us. I mean, everybody, some of the family was in from different parts of the country. Daddy and them had a big family. 13 of the kids, y'all remember me saying that. We got down in there and went squirrel hunting around, and I would say it ain't too far through there to the river, but it's a pretty good ways. probably a couple of miles through there to the river. So it's a big place in there to hunt. Well, we got to walking around and looking up and walking around, and some of us hadn't hunted in there in a long time. And directly, I remember Uncle BK was with us. And Uncle BK said, boys, we've already passed this tree, this old stump laying here in the road. We've already passed that one time, and somebody said, oh no, we're going the right direction. We was trying to start making our way out. We had finagled around in there and got lost. But you know, Southern folks, they don't want to admit that they're lost. Me and Susan, we go off riding sometime, you know, and if I miss the road or whatever, she'll say, you done got us lost. I said, no, we're not lost. I'm just taking the scenic route. I mean, that's the logical answer to that. Because not lost, you can come out somewhere. You just may not recognize where you're at when you come out somewhere. We was only going to be in there for about an hour or two hunting. And our Thanksgiving lunch was going to be at 12. So, needless to say, it come getting close to lunchtime. Well, some of the women, they commenced getting worried about it. So they sent my Uncle James, he was in from Houston. He married my Aunt Mentori. Yeah, they sent Uncle James down there to blow the car horn, because they said surely them boys had got in there and got lost. But I never will forget that to this day, all them boys are dead. But to this day, most of them would tell you, no, we wasn't lost. We didn't need nobody to come blow the horn, but we did. Yeah, that was back there at the John Craft old place. This is called the Y here. The road wide off. Now, I took y'all on a video called Santa Rosa. I took y'all down that way to the right. Well, you can't see where I'm pointing, but I took y'all down there one day riding. And that's called the Y, because that's the old highway 11. I bet it's getting dark on the video, y'all. Maybe I can lighten it up a little bit or something or another. It's a little cloud, got the sun blocked up there. So now we're past the Y, and we're going on down towards the north gate of Stennis Space Center. Yeah, the road that went down to the right back there, as we said, that was the old Highway 11. They don't use that no more. The interstate come through in I-59 in 1961, and they long since closed that off, because the bridge down there was impassable, crossing the Pearl River. That's a swamp in there, so, and they had to haul a lot of dirt and everything. That's why there's so many dirt pits around here and ponds, you know, you see. They had to haul a lot of dirt down there to build that swamp up where they could build a highway through there for Highway 11. So the highway is high and down, and the embankment goes way down. And when the water comes up, the water gets on both sides of the highway there. And a lot of them drunks, whenever they closed down all the juke joints down here, I mean, there was juke joints, several of them along in here. Well, what happened, let me finish telling that story. What happened to the juke joints was, is all the women folks around Nicholson up there got steamed up because their old man was down there drinking up all their money and their week's earnings at them juke joints. And they devised a plan, and I guess they got somebody to help them, and they burned 7 of them in one night. And that's a fact, with my hand up. They burnt 7 juke joints, burned them to the ground. So there was no more juke joints down here. And that was before NASA came through. So after that, they didn't build none back. NASA came through and just kind of changed up the whole outlook of this place. Fixing to show y'all Turtle Skin Cemetery. Yeah, that's right, turtle skin. And there's another dirt pit. I'll show y'all that in a minute. There's another dirt pit right over there. Yeah, it's a big cemetery here. I don't know, it's probably, my goodness, 3 football fields long, and it's about 100 feet that way deep. After that, it rolls off down in the dump there. And good place to squirrel hunt, turkey hunt, and all that at one time. A lot of people buried in there. A lot of my kinfolks is buried in here. My wife's daddy and mother buried in there. A lot of killers. There was a lot of killers down in here then. Let's ride on down here by the north gate. I mean, they can't skin us and eat us just for riding down there and turning around. The old cemetery got in kind of disrepair there for a long time. Nobody would clean it. The man that was over it, I think they had went through all the money that they had that was used for mowing and everything. And there's Old Glory. We'll give her a salute. But yeah, here's the end of it up here. It's named Turtle Skin because there's a little old branch down there called Turtle Skin Branch. I think this is Turtle Skin right down here, y'all, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's Turtle Skin. Turtle Skin Branch runs all the way back up to Texas Flat, out through them backwoods. Y'all know where I'm at over there by the airport. When I go down by the airport, Turtle Skin runs all the way out into them woods out up in there. So it goes a long ways. Yeah, I used to work down here. Now, Joey's worked down here for years. Let's see, Mary's worked down here for years. Mary works in accounting for NASA. Of course, Joey spends most of his time working at home now. But he goes back and forth sometimes, and he comes out here. They got a little office out here, but he works for the Navy, doing something with all the computers. So there you go, NASA, North Gate. I guess they thought that I was coming down through there, but I'm not. We just riding. Now we're headed back north. Yeah, down at the south gate of the test site is where that tornado come through there a couple weeks ago. It just tore a new one down there. I've knocked around down here, y'all, most of my young life. Some kind of an old wore out pickup truck, whatever, would come down here and we would hunt. Doesn't do much fishing down here, but hunting, bogging down, the old truck tear up and we'd have to walk home, and spent a lot of time, got a lot of good memories down here. Now this is a nice little side, this is a nice side of the road to ride on. They don't have that, what do you call that? That little rough reminder thing, rumble strip thing. They don't have that. And you can ride right here by this white line, and that's pretty good. It's a nice morning to ride, y'all, I can tell you that. It must be about 74 degrees. Yeah, we're looking at this Velotric bike. I'll stop down here and give y'all a little look at it here. There we go. Y'all seen Velotric Nomad before. Look, that thing done got dusty. It needs washing. Yeah, that's Joey's Velotric. Of course, first thing you'll want to know is why didn't he put a rack on the back? Joey said he just didn't want to add that extra weight to it. But ain't that sweet looking bike, y'all? He's got him a dayway seat, dayway, something like that. It's a pretty good seat, but it's not as good as that little Blue Wind that I ride. That little Blue Wind is good on my booty, I can tell you. What is all this junk down in here somebody has thrown out? Looks like some kind of an old rabbit cage or something or another. That's what it is. Some kind of a cub. Well, I'll be. Well, so much for that. Yeah, I believe it's a 750 watt motor. Velotric motor. It's got these little holes in the wheel with the soft points right there. I like that. We've seen a couple of those. Yeah, it's got a thumb throttle on the left, trigger shifter on the right. Pretty neat bike, y'all. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Velotric looks to me like they care about the quality of their bikes. The battery comes in from the top. I mean, how much better can you get than that? I love a battery that pops in from the top. Yeah, that's pretty nifty right there. All right, we'll head on back up the road. I tell you what, the Navy's been down here. You know, I showed y'all this area up in here is where the Navy SWCS train. That's the Special Warfare Combatant Crew. And if I'm describing these guys right, they are like, they call them the Uber drivers for the Navy SEALs. So when the Navy SEALs are going out on a mission, you might have 10 Navy SEALs. Well, the support team that supports the Navy SEALs is the SWCS. And you may have, I don't know, the boats that bring them in, the choppers that pick them up. You may have, you know, twice that number that is supporting them. I may be completely off on those numbers, but there takes a group of people to support the Navy SEALs. Well, that is the SWCS. And right down here, the SWCS and the Navy SEALs do their training. Right off to my left here, I showed y'all that on the Santa Rosa video. It was about a couple weeks ago. They was blowing up some stuff down here. I mean to tell you, it sounded like a war had started. I mean, big guns, explosives, the mini guns. I bet you could have filled the hold of a ship up with all the brass that they discarded down here. And probably half of it probably went in the river, because that's where they train at, is on the river. Yeah, now we got the rumble strips back down here. See there? But like I say, I tell you what, I like this ride, and I will be coming back, because on a Sunday morning especially, because people mind their manners and they move over for you, that's good. That's always good. And y'all remember when we was riding down Ridge Road South? That's where we come out, right there. That's why they call this the old Y. Well, when the new highway come through here in this double lane, all this 4-lane thing, it kind of changed up the looks of everything. So nothing looks the same anymore. But this is another one of them places where you could ride a bike down here all day long and nobody's gonna say anything to you, and nobody's gonna bother you. Yeah, Joe rides, and ain't nobody gonna knock you down here to, you know, it's yeah, this used to be the old highway here. The people that would drink, they would go down the Pearl River and get drunk, because the women burned down all their juke joints up here. And they would go down the Pearl River and get drunk and try to come back and navigate this road back up through here. I mean, it's straight as an arrow, you can see that. But there was many of them Like old Clinton Malley and them, they used to run them wreckers. Every Saturday morning and Sunday morning, they'd have to come down here and pull 3 or 4 cars out from that dump there. Yeah, that's some soft sand right there. That's sand is something. So here you go, y'all. Naval Special Warfare Center, Western Maneuver Area. Authorized personnel only. Clay Pit Road. That ain't what we used to call it. We used to call it the Harrisfield Road, because there's an old place back up in there called the Harrisfield. But yeah, somebody made them a nice big sign there that it would take Godzilla to come there and tear down. I guess they didn't want nobody tearing the sign down. Look, they even bolted it. They even lag bolted it to that pine tree. My goodness. That's the Navy for you. They built that thing tough. Anyway, we're gonna sign off with y'all right here in the gate of the SWIC Training Center. And we will tell y'all like we normally do, hey, if you got any questions, you want to email us, we put our email down there in the lower left corner of your screen. Check that out and send us an email if you got any questions we can help you with. If you decide you want to buy one of my bikes, it's one of my affiliate bikes, look down there in the video description. There'll be several links there. And there'll also be some discount codes there you can use. Last but not least, hit that subscribe, hit that like, and hit that bell notification. And from Rip One Outdoors at Stennis Space Center, the Naval Special Warfare Center. Hey, we'll see y'all out there on the trail somewhere.